We're back and we're here to talk about Flemington tomorrow because fuck, it's an amazing card and the rail is in the true position. Weather should be okay, and this meeting can produce a sort of an inside bias. I'm not sure
if
why.
Remember last year?
Yeah, certainly last year, and look, it's done it on a few occasions. So
because of the
mindful
backlash after last year, they'll have.
There's been backlashes before,
Yeah,
guys.
this bloke's under more pressure than Bowman was last week.
Yeah.
He'd be gone if it happened again.
Yeah, well, so look, let's get going on this amazing card, and at the head of the program, we'll just top and tail by saying Mick is your man for this program. His sets are available for purchase through the RacingRant site, and he'll obviously have covered this with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to have a slightly more cursory look at this card, and it opens with the Carbine Club Stakes. $4.60 Haydock, $5 Morton's Fork, $5 Akatur, $5.50 Coming Through, and $8.50 Beazle. Your horse, Gord.
Oh, I've made plenty of money out of Beazle, and I think it's probably a good chance again tomorrow as well. It's lightly raced, and J-Max actually decided to ride it rather than Morton's Fork. I think that's a good push. So, what are you saying? It's a pretty open race, Bud, isn't it, Digger?
Very open race. I backed Mount Panorama last start. If you watch that ride, you'll feel sick.
Can we get away from that lead-up race, perhaps the Gothic, where Akatur sat outside the lead in an uncomfortable position, and I suppose didn't set himself up too badly for this race, but $71 the other day.
Horse.
Mount Panorama. What did you see in the run?
It was just like not touched. It wanted to be. It looked like it wanted to give something, and it never was allowed to. It's too short for me now. They've already backed it from like 40s into 20s. High miss interests me a little bit. Few Bowman goes that way.
Yeah, well, I think Coming Through is the superior horse, and I'm surprised Bowman chose to ride High Miss rather than Coming Through. But I'm going to ignore that because I just reckon the form around that Nicolance is just going to be absolutely brilliant. It's already sort of...
It's the fucking one.
Yeah,
it is the one Coming Through. Well, what I saw of it at its last start when it was backed far in excess of what I anticipated, I off the Warwick Farm maiden win, I thought, but the support said this is a serious horse, and he's got the asset of not coming through that bloody mushy Caulfield.
Pun on words, was it?
Pun on words.
That Peacock race.
Yeah.
Like, Peacock won the race. You've got to be against anything that's been beaten by Peacock.
It's a tricky race though to open with.
Yeah, it is. But it's
and Coming Through is $5.50.
Oh, look, I know what you're saying. He doesn't appear any luxury, and he's got Michael Walker to boot, who...
Well, Dicko and I were talking, and we both sort of found Coming Through, but we were expecting to see $10 and snap it up.
Yeah.
But
now it's too short for me, and Walker scares me. Why didn't Bowman take that ride? Akatur is a very, very good horse, I think.
I'll be back in Coming Through, and then I might have something on Beazle. And what are you making of Haydock? Is it? Comes out of defined profit.
He's got
That's what I mean.
got some solid runs to his credit, hasn't he? He's I've seen him at Moonee Valley. He's a serious horse.
Interesting race.
That's the first, and a great pipe opener. We then get into the Wakeful, where every filly in Australia decides it wants to have a go. And it's $4 Tiamo Grace, $5 Pretty Punk, $5.50 Sebring Dream, $9 Miss Rock, $11 Alliterate, and $13 Bella Soralastra. I think that $15 Waterloo Sunset longer odds the rest.
We've had a pretty popular question about this race.
Yeah,
quickly address.
which may not be relevant to the result, I believe.
It's just a few lads excited. I think we might let it go.
Right. Oh, you want to go?
I think we should keep it a little bit professional early.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, if you want, I'll explain what it is. I'm aware of what they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Go for it. It'll be the highlight of this race.
Yeah, there's a horse called Penthouse Kitten. So Penthouse, obviously a pretty famous magazine, and Kittens is a very, very popular establishment for young men in suits around Derby Day about like 9 p.m.
Okay, yeah. So if it gets
whereabouts is it, Dicko?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Daniel Turner or Ben Clark. But I live with a guy down there in Melbourne who's obsessed. They get in the cab and they just get
And the taxi driver knows.
Okay, I know. I take you out now. Yeah, it's bad.
Wow, where's Glenn when you need him? Okay, and on sort of slightly more weightier matters,
Yeah,
the
back to
result
the
of this
racing.
race seems obvious to me. Sebring Dream, favourite through the lead up, and nice little jockey change there. Fitter for the run over the 2000. So loses Michael Walker, who was the subject in the first race, but gets James McDonald.
Dicko?
I like TMO Grace, and interested in Pretty Punk as well, which also ties in throughout the rest of the card. It comes from the Geelong Classic, which is the Captain Duffy and Tumultuous race. So if it was to run a really big race here in race 2, they'll start backing Captain Duffy and Tumultuous in the Derby.
Yeah.
The Geelong form is not.
So is this one of
normally
your
good
double,
enough.
double
Geelong,
specials?
the
Value
Geelong
double
Classic
special.
into the Derby, that's what Preferment did.
I know he did. I'd say it's a lowish play. I mean, it works from time to time, but it's
My main
inferior
play
form.
would be that TMO Grace. That run was enormous.
I think Tiamo's Grace's run was far superior to Sebring Dreams last start, but I'm with Mark to a certain degree as far as the SP profile is concerned, so I'd probably be backing them both. There we go.
Yeah. Well, we've got the trainer of winners, Darren Weir, versus the omnipresent but frustrating Dave DBTD.
Yeah, oh God, it's a mouthful, even when you're only saying the first letters.
Yeah, so look, Wakefield is not one of my favourite races. It tends to be full of shit. There's a lot of horses that are going to be roadblocks in that
Look,
race.
Tiamo Grace, look, it's fifth up for prep, but does that matter with Weir?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
So, on to then there's new races on this card which I don't recall. I noticed the Emirates has turned up on this card as.
I'll just
now-
say quickly with Weir, I think the market's a really good guide.
Yeah.
If they blow, get out.
Yeah.
And if they firm, then they're good to go.
All right, so there is.
A bit Wallerish, isn't it?
Well, the suggestion is that the stable is, or there are people attached to the stable, or traders attached to the stable that are in the know as far as what's hot and what's not.
Yeah.
Race 3 is the Census Stakes. It's down the straight. It's over 1,100 metres for mares only. So Scheidel from that stable I just mentioned is the favourite, $4.20. We're then looking at Vedora at $8.50, $11 Wild Rain, $12 Super Cash, $13 Rule the River, $16 Chloe in Paris, $17 Private Secretary, $19 Almighty Girl. Scheidel certainly did the job at Caulfield, Dicko.
It was good. It was a really good win. I was on it. It's hard to knock, I guess.
Do you want to knock it? I want to
No,
knock it.
I don't want to knock it. But I don't want to. I want to sort of get out of the race if it wins. But I really want to back Almighty Girl and have a little bit on Rule the River. Almighty Girl's like $19. I think it was slaughtered last time.
Yeah.
It gets a jockey change. I don't know if it's a positive one, but it's proven up the straight at 1100. It ran second heavily. And in a wide race, I think the price is
I like that
good.
beating Secret Agenda and Super Cash at Moonee Valley there as well.
Yeah.
It's fairly decent form. I like two horses here reasonably confidently. I like that point. I might have a saver on that. But number 1 Wild Rain and number 13 Vedora. This Wild Rain, 3 starts back beat Furnaces and Heavily quite comfortably, and I actually think it's superior over 1100 metres, and that was over 1000 metres. So I'm interested in it, and also number 13 Vedora, which has those sort of reasonable form lines that I like, which is, if you notice last week O'Malley won quite comfortably, and this thing split Heavily and O'Malley at Moonee Valley 2 starts back as well. So and then comes out of the Our Boy Malachi race at Caulfield last start. So I think distance stats, 7 starts for 4 wins. So I think it's got a good chance as well.
One thing I looked at that quite a bit. It's yet to win at 1100.
Who are we talking about?
Who?
Vedora.
7 starts for 4 wins. Oh, it's because the
they're
Windsor Rovers
1050s, they're
1050s. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes, so it hasn't run beyond 1050 is what you're saying, Jack, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, an interesting point. Look, my eye was certainly drawn to Rule the River, who I thought was a phenomenal run at Randwick, first up, hopelessly unsuited. Oh?
The price will be gone now.
What are you talking about?
P. King to H. Bowman. Eh?
Is there a big
you know,
in the world?
Anthony Cummings. No, well,
He's flying.
He is. Yeah.
Yes. So look, obviously there's some serious Melbourne and Adelaide mares that need to be got through, but Rule the River certainly caught my eye. Anything else to say about that race, guys?
No.
Then, look, the time-honoured. Here we are with the Hotham Handicap, now known as these days known as the Lexus Stakes. It's been known as the Saab, the Dalgety. It's had
All it's yet to get is the Colgate whitening, and
it'll get there.
Covered everything.
It'll get there. $2.80 the import Oceanographer off the Geelong Cup. Tom Melbourne $4.80. Real Love $5.50. $8.50 The Little Engine. $12 Tally. $17 Janoob. All right, who wants a crack at this distance race, Gord? I assume that you're bailing from this one.
Can I just pass the footy over to Dicko there?
I think Oceanographer will win.
Oh.
So we've seen it once.
I don't know how hard I'd bet at it, but I think it's going to win. I think it'll be well in the market on Tuesday.
Well, look, he's eminently likeable there, especially with Karen on board. I must say,
yeah.
Karen is the man for the job at this sort of trip.
You think it's going to be a truly run race with Tom Melbourne? Tally can go forward. Real Love's in there.
What are we saying about
Gaze Horse?
Tom Melbourne at this trip? I mean, I know he's failed in the Mornington Cup at a mile and a half last prep.
All Spruik last prep, yet to do it now. It got beaten by Vanbrugh. I don't think that's good enough.
Yeah.
The one I was half interested in was Real Love, just a simple little one variable thing that I look for, and that is leaders back in grade. Ran in the Caulfield Cup, led.
Had the 2400 metre run.
Had the 2400 metre run, sort of sets up, fifth up this prep. Probably, and I think the horse has a little bit of ability, and it's got the right trainer. Not sure about the jockey. Is Brad Ruillo riding better in these big races down there these days, or?
Well, to be honest, I find them hard to get a gauge on, the Victorian jockeys. They fluctuate. Like Wayne Dunn might do the most amazing ride we've seen, and then 2 races later slaughter something.
Yeah.
I really like Nick Hall as a jockey.
Well, he really likes himself too, based on the last 50 metres of the Caulfield Cup. Oceanographer, I imagine this horse will be a serious focus horse tomorrow, won't it? It's like it's sitting there waiting to be targeted.
Is this the race that shocking one?
The likely type, yeah, it is. It's the you get into the cup by winning the race.
A lucky day winner?
A lucky day won it. That's right.
So I think if you're going to back Oceanographer at that 280, just go and back it in the cup.
No, okay. So what odds are you looking in the cup? 20 to 1 or something?
20 to 1.
Yeah.
If it wins, you'd be getting 10.
Sure.
But then you could just have an all up,
Yeah.
and then you get more value.
There you go. That's why you watch the show. That's what I'll do now.
Right, one of the highlights on the program is the Coolmore. It used to be known as the Ascot Vale, and then it was run in the beginning of September, and now it's run on this day, and fuck, what a race. $3 Extreme Choice, $3.60 Astern, $4.20 Star Turn, $11 Flying Artie, and $11 the still unbeaten Russian Revolution. Look, I did initially look askance at the fact that Extreme Choice was posted as favourite off the 1,000 metre run, but of course he did run a relatively short price favourite in the Golden Slipper. So I really shouldn't quibble with the fact that he is posted as favourite, despite the fact that what we've seen of Astern this preparation is monumental.
No, I think it's a false favourite.
I agree. I think the Extreme Choice won 1,000 a 1K race.
A 1K race.
1,000 metre race. Beating Shatiaka and that. Star Turn beat Fell Swoop pretty well at Caulfield 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Fell Swoop should have won. I wish it won the other last Friday night. I think it sort of ties in. It makes.
Well, I know that's the
a
case
case.
you're making, but Extreme Choice actually won his race. You know, the horses that finished astern of him must finish astern of him. It's like,
Yeah.
pardon the pun. It's he did run 9-4 in the Golden Slipper. Astern ran 9-1, and Star Turn, who's my pin-up horse these days, ran bloody 50-1. So whilst you're allowed to like the other horses, you know, you've at least got to be wary of Extreme Choice. He's a serious horse.
I don't think you need to worry about any other horse except number 3, Astern. It'll be winning. It's a moral. I'm so stoked that I'm getting $4 about it.
Yeah.
This horse is the best 3-year-old in the country by a country mile. They've been setting this now for a couple of months now. It was a perfect run against Russian Revolution to set it up for this particular race. It had no chance there, but it was good grounding to come into the 1200 metres here. I think it is a fantastic bet at $4.
Japanese Me won this race last year, and of course poor old Exosphere was found labouring, partly because of the way the track was playing, but I mean it was...
I think that I'm completely with you, but I'll also back Start Turn because I'm happy to take.
Right,
on
so you're
Extreme-
betting you're betting around
yeah,
Extreme
yeah,
Choice.
yeah.
I want to have a good result if Stern or Start Turn wins, and potentially have a little bit on Russian Revolution
Yeah,
at the price.
see,
Compared to Flying Artie at $11, I think Russian Revolution's got a
Well,
far
see,
superior
you're
chance.
betting into sort of a little less than 50% there, so you can
Yeah.
make a nice margin covering those 3 horses.
What a cracking race! It's
That's awesome, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's a joy to behold tomorrow because
I like that Start Turns had that run in Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
yeah, he has had 3 runs of preparation. They've all been awesome.
Does it matter when you're running down the straight, but was it a straight run that it had?
There was a,
No, it was
there around the
Caulfield.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. To an extent.
The Maya Classic, which I have to say, the Maya Classic is a slightly bodgy race over the years. We've had some good horses win it, and we've had some very iffy types win it. The market reads First Seal. She's back in the van of favouritism. $4.60. That's $7 Dixie Blossom. $7.50 Don't Doubt Mama. $7.50 Whispering Brook. $10 Danish Twist with Magic Man on board, $13 Euro Angel, 18 Heavens Above, 19 I Am a Star, the 3-year-old filly. There's 2 3-year-old fillies in this race. Right, Dicko, I think you've got a play here.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on Rising Romance at $26. I think it's overs. It's a good horse. It's got
Good horse that never wins, Dicko.
yeah. Well, you back it each way. You get $7 a place. I don't know. I haven't done enough research completely, but I think it hasn't missed a place in a Group 1, and that's against boys. This is against mares.
Right, well I'm seeing 3 misplaces. Win a Group 1 where? Like it ran 4th in the Queen Elizabeth, it ran 10th in Hong Kong, and it ran 7th in the Maccabi Diva Stakes.
The Memsy this prep I was talking about. I just think it's overs. It's massive overs.
Oh, the horse that price,
Yeah. In a race that like you can make a case for a lot of them.
Well, I think
I wanna
second
be
to
with
Blackheart Bard, first start back from a spell. It's pretty solid, isn't it?
I'm not sure what they're going to do from the draw. What would you think?
I would think that it should go forward. It's like,
Yeah, which is what I'd want.
Danish Twist, she seems a likely type here. Is it a mile too far for her?
Well,
No
I don't
interest
think
there?
so. Well,
Trust
look,
Chris.
you know, like if a horse finishes in front of another horse, you give precedence to the horse that finished in front, and that was First Seal. Look, something went amiss with First Seal. It's back in the winners list now. I think it could platform off that win. I've got First Seal on top, but I probably won't be betting in the race.
So where do we go with all that? I mean, Dixie Blossoms finished in front of First Hill when they met.
And then you got Whispering Brook leading them along with 49 kilos.
Right.
There's a lot of chances in this race, so I just want to have something at a big fat price so I don't have to put too much money on.
Yeah, that's only off last start mark, not starts ago. That
Could have a bit of backfitting here from Gordo. Okay, so you're in the First Seal camp, that's fair enough. I would have to look, I would have to entertain Dixie Blossom. She showed a turn of foot that suggests she's capable at this level. And look, there are mares here with last start winning mares, and I think you'd really need to be focusing on them. The Derby, 2,500 metres, 20 million horses.
Yeah.
They just appeared from everywhere. John Sargent, we mentioned him in the Sydney preview show. Well, he's trying to get a run with Peter John and Shine Tax Star, a last start Kembla winner. It's what can you say? But anyway, Sacred Elixir, the Kiwi, is favourite at $3.10, $8.50 Swear, $9.50 Sosi Bon, and then we've got 15 Inference, $17 Beach Life, $18 Rocketeer, and Morvada. Can we beat the favourite?
The maps really well. Yeah, I want to, but the maps really well. It won. It was a pretty big win.
It was hard not to like the win last week, wasn't it? There was stretched at some
when it punched through there.
And stretched right out. But $3 against all of these. I reckon High Lad can run a race.
High Lad? Sorry.
Last time. He tried to take it to the back from a wide gate. It hated it, over raced. Dragged itself forward the whole way.
Sort of, yeah.
If Inference or Rocketeer drew look like if they map slightly better, I could be tempted into them, but I'm against them because of the map.
I'm just going to have a little bit of a throw at the stumps here. Sosi Bon, I just love the jockey change. D to Bowman is massive. This horse was very strong late against Sacred Elixir last start and just might set up quite nicely from this. I like barrier 11. So just a little play at around the $10 mark, Sosi Bon, but I admit that it is the right favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I reckon Captain Duffy, if leaders are winning, it was pretty strong in the Geelong Classic.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a one batter, but I mean, you kind of have to be for 20, you know, for this kind of distance. So, yeah. And obviously, we'll see about it if the form's franked earlier on in the day. So, yeah.
That's the Derby. Race 8. That's the penultimate race on the card. Is the Old Emirates Stakes, which is now called the Cantala Stakes. So what do they do? What are they calling next Saturday then? It's just Darley Classic Day, is it?
No idea.
What's Cantala?
Sponsor?
Yeah, but I've never even heard of it. Huh?
Well, there you go. You'll hear more tomorrow, obviously. So this race, it fits a little bit better with the Epsom now that it's been brought forward a week, and also with the Toorak. $6.50 the United States is our favourite. $8.50 he's our Rocky. $8.50 the Flemington Firer Palantino. And then we've got $10 Macintosh, $11 the 3-year-old Seaburge off the Corville Guineas, $13 Voodoo Lad, $14 Le Romain, $16 Hofgarden and McCreary, $19 Thunder Fantasy.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
This is a great race, isn't it? Like the form lines here are pretty awesome. We've got a great horse. The United States is favourite, but he's he's got some sort of task here.
He won that good race in Sydney on the week back up. After that, it had a really hard run in Melbourne.
Yeah, I think on this track.
Metres beat Harakai.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Criterion.
And they're the sort of stable. They're not running it.
Yeah, they're in it to win at a Group 1.
Yeah.
I think it has to be on top, doesn't it? That was super impressive at Moonee Valley, and it's got form around the top horses. I mean, obviously Harakai's the line here with so much of the form in the race.
I'm likely backing 3.
Stratum Star.
USA, Stratum Star each way. I really liked its run last start, like it might turn the corner. It was a very good horse and it went sort of off the boil last sort of 2 preps. If it's back, it's as good as any horse in this race, I think. And Seaburge with 50 kilos and a soft little draw. Smoke the pipe. Chad'll try and get it out, whatever he has to do. Probably.
Oh, he's a legend, isn't he?
He'll
I
get it
remember
out.
giving it to him when he was an apprentice, thinking he had nothing, and then like a year later, he was riding
he'll cop-
absolutely
yeah, he'll
magnificently.
So you think got beaten in this race? Really? You want Seaburge? $31 in the Corville Guineas.
Well, what do we get? We get $11. I've got 26 Stratum Star,
Yeah,
650
there's
USA.
There's a host of good horses in this race.
By the way,
isn't there?
we had a good message about Palantino the other day, and I had another look at it because of the Facebook message, and yeah, he is right, and I did think that was a decent price for $10 that he asked us about. I think it's already been backed in a little bit
Yeah,
now.
it's $8.50 now.
Yeah, so it's got fantastic stats, and if you forgive when it went up to Ramwick, it's got to be a
Well,
good
blinkers
chance.
on that occasion,
Yeah.
and it was-
And the other one that's done nothing wrong this preparation, it might be a horse with a bit of ability, is number 11 Macintosh.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, even Le Roman.
La
same
Romaine
form.
was a fantastic run in the
It's a
Epsom.
deep race.
deep race, and
I think Verdi Lad will struggle to get them all.
Anyway, I'm United States from Palantino and Macintosh. That's. But
Wow.
I'll probably have a saver on those longies because it's just for a bit of interest, you know,
And
a bit of
You,
fun.
you feel sick if you didn't now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like a car sickness tablet kind of thing.
Yes.
a good project has shown some good speed this preparation. 2 runs back off a spell. He would
Not for me.
not be out of this race for mine. Anyway, it is a great race.
They be aiming it at Perth, you reckon?
For sure.
Off to Perth again we go, for sure. And the nightcap is
There we
down the
go.
straight
I told you can't beat him.
over 1200. It's the old Salinger Stakes, now called the tab.com.au Stakes. And what have we got here? We've got another wide race. Southern Legend is our favourite at $4.60. $6 Keen Array, $6.50 Counter Attack, $7.50 we've got this, $11 Ocean Embers, $12 Illustrious Lad, $13 Ball of Muscle, $14 Dothraki, and $19 Diviani. Who's playing this race?
Go.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go. I'm interested in counter attacker. I'm just hoping that the freshen up back from was it 1600 metres? Or,
Yeah, he was in the Turak.
Just hope it's had enough of a freshen up to be sharp over the 1200 metres. If it does, see, 3 starts back in the Macintosh Southern Legend race, counter attack should have won that race, and that was over 1300 metres. Now, Waller, he's a freak of a trainer. I'm suggesting he will have it freshen up, sharp enough in its leg to be very competitive in this race. So I'd actually have counter on top. Counter attack above Southern Legend, who's the current favourite.
He was well backed that day that he threw Boss off against like Chautauqua and up the Flemington Straight.
Yeah.
I think he's better at 1200 than he is at.
So
He is,
do
he
I.
is better at
So do I,
1200.
Yeah. So definitely interested in that. Love the booking of Hugh Bowman, of course. So I think that's got a great chance. And as far as the Melbourne form's concerned, well, Keener Ray's done nothing wrong, has it? Has to be a good chance. And at the price, I think Southern Legend is just too well found. Well,
Yeah, we had a
It's a
question
very
if it's the
popular
best
horse.
bet of the day.
Southern Legend.
We had a question, is it? I don't think it is.
no.
I think you can make a case for almost every horse in this race, literally every horse. And I mean, if you're well up, go hard, and if you're not, maybe just cop it on the chin.
Yeah.
Make your way to kittens.
Yeah. What are you saying about Southern Legend, Mark? I mean, you got a good grasp on it, so.
Well, he's a very popular horse. He's just a little bit too fashionable every time he goes around. So he fits in there, but he's
I'd have liked Ocean Embers if it drawn outside.
right.
I don't like it in drawn 1.
Smallish field down the straight. You can pretty much do your own thing here.
I got a mate who's in
And,
it, so I hope they do. I'll be cheering for him.
Comes out of a good form race there at Caulfield, doesn't it?
What a
So,
horse
yeah.
to own, eh? He paid almost nothing for it.
Well, we've only got we've got 2 races down the straight. Prior to that, races 3 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so they should have a good
but-
grasp on
and
what
what-
they need to do by then.
Yeah, but what are you saying about Joe Moreira? Like, I mean, look, I just pen him when he's in Sydney, but
He had
do
a
you pen
day
him
out
in
at
Melbourne
Flemington,
or
mate.
not?
Yeah. He had a day out.
What, the
one
day that he won the Newmarket on Brazen Bow?
Yeah, but he's winning on everything.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting booking on Keener Ray there, but yeah, no, for me, counter attack in the last. And bet of the day, Moral. Astern.
Gord's very keen on Astern.
Yeah, I just think champion.
I will be having something on Rule.River. Dicko?
A Stern and Star Turn. And Rising
Quinella?
Romance. Rising Romance, the roughie.
At the odds.
Okay, that's the Melbourne preview. Don't forget, Mick's Melbourne Mail has you covered for tomorrow's Derby Day program. He's obviously back on deck for Cup Day on Tuesday, Oaks Day on Thursday, and I presume it's still called Stakes Day next Saturday. So it's the week of weeks. We're kicking off tomorrow and going for 8 days, and make sure you keep enough.
Are we doing anything on Monday or not?
We're doing everything on Monday.
Oh, okay, so we're doing Melbourne again on Monday?
No, I don't think we're doing Melbourne on Monday. It's a one race card. It's full of like nothing races, you know, like good races, but
If we find something, we'll share it.
yeah, certainly. That's Melbourne. I hope Derby Day goes well for you, and I hope it goes well for us.
See you guys.
Good luck.